All right. Welcome to Friday morning mindful flow, my friends. So finding that comfortable seat, kind of move the flesh out from underneath you, roll your shoulders up and back a couple times, and then just find rested shoulders. Let your eyes rest closed if that feels good for you. And then just start to take some nice deep nourishing breaths in and out of the body. And as you inhale, feel like your breath is fitting between every vertebrae. So you're lengthening your spine taller. And then keep that sense of height as you exhale. And just feel your belly engage a little bit. Get a little bit more empty. And then just keep going from there. So you can even trace your breath up and down the length of the back body, right? From your tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Welcome, Susan. And as you exhale, trace the breath back down the vertebrae from the very tip, all the way down the curvature of your spine to the tailbone, rooting you right where you are. And then inhaling again, feeling the space between every vertebrae again, lengthening the spine, feeling your heart center expand in front of you. Exhale, just releasing around the edges of your body, right? The shoulders and your elbows and your hands and your hips and feet. And keep circulating your breath deeper and deeper, in and out. Try to even count how many seconds it takes for you to fill up and empty out here. So it might be 4 seconds or it might be 5 seconds. And try to match that number with your exhale. So you're doing a 1-to-1 ratio of breathing practice. And you can start to breathe in and out of the nose. So you're kind of controlling the flow of the breath just a little bit more with breathing in and out of the nostrils. And engaging into the back of your throat, you can bring in the practice of what is called Ujjayi breath or the ocean breath. It's almost like you're fogging a mirror to write a note in it or fogging your sunglasses to clean them. So it's a kind of little snore, right? A little audible sound in the back of the throat. And what this breath does is it's a meditative breath, so it really brings you into your body, but it also helps to heat the air and the oxygen as it's coming into your body because you're restricting the airflow, so the air is working harder. And then as you're restricting the airflow, as the air comes out of the body, you're able to control the exhale and the depth of the breath that much more. So especially on that exhale, keep that engagement around the throat center and really engage into your core and push more of that stale air out of your body. And we'll do about 3 to 5 more rounds here. So just concentrate on circulating your breath as deeply, fully as you can, in and out, keeping a nice tall spine behind you. Now take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Don't worry about the throat. And then with an open mouth, exhale the air all the way out of the body. And then let breath fill you up naturally. And then empty you out naturally. And just rest here with your breath being as it is normally throughout the day without you ever having to think about it. Just let it happen. Let it be really short and really static if that's what happens, or let it be slow and long, right? Just, there's no right or wrong, just observe it. You feel your body now resting right where you are, feeling the connection of where your feet are meeting the mat and where your hips are meeting your mat or the support beneath you. Feel the weight and the sense of sinking there. And then slowly just trace the curvature of your spine and the back body and feel almost like there's a finger tracing all the way up, and feel the length of your back grow taller towards the sun. Beautiful. Keep that sense of height. Just notice how you feel on the inside. Beautiful. And let's bring our palms together in front of our heart. Drop your head down, so you're diving into your heart center here. And take a moment to set an intention for yourself. So maybe just find a simple word today. It's Friday. It's maybe the start to your weekend, the end of a week. We're right in the full flower moon, so we can start planting in the ground this weekend. And we can start letting go of the things that are kind of in the shadows, right? Parts of ourselves that maybe we don't love the most. Bringing those things to the surface and bringing them to the surface to kind of expose them and be able to let them go. To move past them, to know that you are not those parts of yourself. So find this word, repeat it in your mind a few times. Beautiful. I'll remind you of this throughout our practice. Let's release our hands down and then inhale, arms all the way up, big breath, reach up. As you exhale, release your left hand next to your hip and walk those fingers out from your hip in a straight line. Slowly start to side bend. Let your left fingers spread super wide, press that hand into the floor, and let the elbow bend there so that shoulder gets heavy. Start to actively reach further through those right fingers so you're feeling the skin stretching. And then root your right hip down, just a little sensation of pushing that hip down into the floor. Take a full breath into that right rib cage, and as you exhale, tilt down, dropping your right hand to tap the floor. And then as you inhale, open back up, facing your heart towards me. And then exhale, squeeze your belly and tap your fingers down towards the floor. You're reaching out through that arm at the same time as you're tapping. Inhale, we open. Exhale, and we reach. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale, opening. Exhale, engage your core and tap. And then inhale, open, extend, and lift up, both arms up. Exhale, release your right hand down and walk those fingers out in a straight line. Fingers land wide, the elbow bends right away, and we start to actively reach to the right side. Take a deep breath, rooting the left hip down. Exhale, reach all the way out through those fingers. Relax the shoulders back. See if you can free your throat a little bit, lifting your chin away from your chest. And then maybe gaze up or gaze down. Now we'll take 1 more deep breath into the left rib cage. As you exhale, engage your belly and slowly tap your hand onto the earth. Inhale and extend it up, open your body, open the front body. Exhale, squeeze into your core, really reach out of your fingers, tap gently. Inhale and open. Exhale, engage the core, reach and tap. Inhale and open. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, inhale. Really stay connected with that right hand, rooting down. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open up, and now lift up. Engage your core, lift both arms all the way up. Beautiful. As you exhale, twist over to your right and drop your arms down. So now your right hand can land behind you, maybe on the earth or your support, or it's just hovering here. Take a deep breath, lift your heart center, and then exhale, slowly start to twist and gaze back. Full breath, root your left hip down, so always that opposite hip. Exhale, engage the belly and start to twist. 1 more full breath here. Grow tall, and then exhale, long exhale, looking back. Inhaling both arms all the way up, face the front, and then exhale, twist over to your left, dropping your arms down again. So now your right hand's on the left knee and your left hand's behind you. Full breath in, lengthening. Exhale, twist. So you're trying to keep this tall spine even as you twist and rotate in your shoulders. So every inhale, lift through your heart center so you're flattening in your upper back. Exhale, just gently feel your right shoulder or your left shoulder twist back, gazing back. 1 more deep breath, long inhale and longer exhale. And then inhale, both arms all the way up, full breath. As you exhale, fold forward. Let your hands land down, and you may want to take that support out from underneath you. Go for it, and you can just come onto your seat or stay on your support. Full breath in, heart forward. And then exhale, walk those hands forward as far as feels comfortable. You can keep your fingertips tented and then move your shoulders a little left to right so you're dipping. Full breath, lifting the heart to the horizon. Engage your belly. Pull the belly in as you exhale so you're kind of getting it out of the way and keep folding. And then just start to notice how you're feeling here, right? Let your eyes close and just internalize. Full, deeper, longer breaths. Steady breath. You can stay connected with that Ujjayi breath to keep it kind of a meditative sound, keeping you connected with the sound of your breath and the inside of the body. Right? So the most intimate sound you can hear is your breath. So engaging into the throat center, hearing that sound of the audible breath helps you just connect with yourself a little bit more. Now we're going to slowly step your hands back towards your body and then cross your legs in the opposite cross. So the opposite leg is in the front, and then inhale, both arms extend up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down over those legs again. Now notice the difference on sides. We're stretching deeply into your hips here. As you inhale, feel your heart pull forward, so you're pulling your upper back out of the low back. Squeeze your belly in as you exhale, walk your hands forward. And as you're walking them forward, you're also pressing into your hands to push your hips down behind you. And then we're circulating that breath, pulling the belly in, pulling the heart forward. Exhale, folding a little more. Right? So the belly hugs in, the belly pulls up into the heart as you inhale, exhaling, fold. So there's this kind of pressure of sucking the belly in and pulling it up into the chest to elongate the spine, and then you're able to go a little bit further. Last couple breaths here. Let your head start to hang heavier, jaw heavier, eyes heavy. And then step your hands back towards your body. Roll the shoulders back and up, swoop your arms all the way up, look up. Let your palms meet and bring your hands to your heart center and think about that intention that you've set for yourself. Take a nice deep breath in and release your hands. All right, we're gonna come to child's pose. So if you have sensitive knees, bring a blanket to pad underneath your knees. Otherwise, you're gonna just bring your knees as wide as feels good for you, and then big toes tap. Start to sit your hips as far back towards your heels as you feel comfortable to. Sometimes it's nice to bring in a support here. So you can bring in a blanket underneath your thighs and on top of your calves, so kind of between the upper and lower part of the back legs. And so it's actually preventing you from going too far. So this will actually protect your knee if you have knee sensitivities. And then big toes still try to touch, press into your hands to push your hips down, rest your forehead to the earth. Take about 5 really deep, steady breaths here. Right, that meditative breath, breathing into your body, observing how you're feeling, and trying to let go of something with every exhale. Right, so feel your body softening into the pose here. And then we're gonna lift up. If you have that support between your legs, just go ahead and scoot it off to the side. And then we're gonna come to tabletop position, so fingers nice and wide, knees under your hips. Starting here, just step the right leg back. So the toes are on the floor, and press into your widely spread fingers, pressing that heel, your right heel, to the back of the floor, or back of the mat. And then actively push your left foot, the top of your left foot, into the earth. So you're staying connected with where you're meeting the floor, and you're always rooting away from the floor, grounding down to support yourself in the frame of your body. Now bring that right leg in and just extend the left leg back, toes down, heels pressing back. Move a little bit forward and back a couple times to feel a nice stretch through the back of that leg. And again, really root through the top of that right foot, stay connected. Notice how that changes things. Steady breath. Yeah, and then bring your knee in, come to tabletop. Coming into cow pose, exhale all of the air out here. And then as you inhale, drop your belly down, separating those sit bones behind you. Then let the creases of your elbows point forward, roll your shoulders back and look up. So you're in your cow pose, and just keep breathing here. Maybe with your exhale, you can try to pull the shoulders back a little bit more. Maybe feel the head pull back slightly and reach forward and up through the chin. So you start to feel that front throat help you lift the head a little bit higher. Let the elbows bend a little bit more. Take one more deep breath. And then exhale and round your spine. So reverse that posture, rounding it, concaving the front body, tucking your tailbone and chin is at your chest. Now keep breathing here. Engage your belly more with every exhale and press everything into the floor even more with every exhale, right? Really push into your hands. Really bring your chin all the way to your chest. Really press into the toes and the tops of your feet and your shins and your knees. One more full inhale and exhale everything out. And then inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. Roll the shoulders back, look all the way up. Exhale right away, cat pose. Keeping your shoulders right over those wrists, press everything in. Inhale, keep going from posture to posture. Cow pose. Exhaling, cat pose. Let's do however more you want to, at least a couple. And if there's any additional movements that your body's asking for, please do it, right? Sometimes it's a side bend. Sometimes it's moving around in a little bit of a circle, so you feel your outer hips stretch a little bit, right? Maybe rounding the spine and pressing back a little, feeling the skin on the back stretching. Good, and then whenever you feel good, pause and curl your toes to push your hips to your heels and press your knees or your hips down to those heels again. Right, now step or rotate your fingers so that your fingers are pointing towards your knees. And you may want to do one at a time. The fingers may not point all the way towards the knee. They may point out towards the outer edge of the mat, right? And so then you want to lean towards the outer edge of the mat. Lean in the direction of where your fingers are pointing. So if the fingers are pointing to your knees, pull a little bit of body weight back and just feel that shoulder roll back, right? Feel the chest really start to extend forward, the spine extending, engage your belly. If you're doing one at a time, maybe release that hand and switch hands. If you're doing both, just hang out. Maybe moving that left hand over. I'm gonna end up doing both here now. So just breathe into it. Breathe into this really nice stretch into the wrists and the forearms, and only go as far as feels comfortable for you. And not only are we stretching and giving attention to our hands and fingers, but our toes and our feet, the bottoms of our feet, all of those little tiny bones and muscles, well, muscles and ligaments that keep all the bones in place there, floating around as they do, and keeping us upright and supported all day long, right? It's super important for us to keep our feet and our ankles really fluid and healthy, moving around. All right, now we're gonna engage your core, peel your fingers all the way off of the floor, shake out your hands slowly to start, and then a little bit more vigorously. You can really get into it. Stimulate, 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 and then release those hands. Feel the tingling, the sensation beneath the layer of the skin, right? Aliveness. Untuck your toes, tap the tops of your feet on the floor. And then we're gonna balance here. So left hand stays on the earth, right arm extends forward, right knee and foot push into the floor as the left leg extends back. Now, when you're ready, find something to stare at, maybe towards the tip of the mat, and start to extend and lift this left leg up behind you. Find your balance by pressing into the floor. See how far away from the floor your torso and your tummy and your hips can get, right? Push into that left hand, push into that right knee and top of the foot. Keep reaching forward through that right arm and back through that left leg and heel. Flare your toes, spread them wide. Keep that foot and all those little toes active. Now take a deep round of breath in, and as you exhale, bend the elbow and the knee and meet them underneath you, pressing away from the floor around your back body. Inhale and extend that leg back and arm forward. Exhale, round, elbow and the knee meet and they tap. Inhale and extend, take your time, keep your focus and your balance. Exhale, round it out. 2 more times here, inhaling, exhaling. Press away from the floor. 1 more time, you've got it. Exhale, round it out. Inhale and extend. Exhale, tabletop, right hand down, left knee down. Sit back all the way. You don't have to curl your toes, but you can if you want, and just shake out your hands. Right, and then we're gonna do big circles with the arms, moving them all the way up, forward, up and back and down, forward, up and back and down. Okay, a couple more. Bring your breath with you, inhaling all the way up, exhaling down, and then reverse, swoop back and up. Right, just big circles with the shoulders. We're keeping them in a pretty static position and asking a lot of them as we're resting there. So Just bringing some fluidity and extra movement and blood stimulation into the joint. Okay, now shake out your arms, walk forward again, find your tabletop. Now, left arm's gonna extend forward. Bring your body weight into that left knee and the top of the foot, push it down, and then extend your right leg back. When you're ready, lift that right heel so you feel like you're in one straight line. Notice how maybe you're drooping down, you're sinking into the shoulder, right? Push into that right hand. Push and grow away from the floor even more. Feel that right hamstring lift that right leg higher. Feel that right glute engage and that heel charge back. Toes are flared. Take a full round of breath in. Exhale, elbow and the knee meet and they tap. Inhale, take your time, full steady breath. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, 3 more. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last one here, you got it. Right fingers are spreading, your body is strong, pressing into the floor. Inhale and extend, tabletop with the exhale. Woo! All right, sit back, shake out your hands, shake, 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 and then big circles. Swoop them all the way around, as wide as you can, right? Like you've never done an arm circle before in your life. Just open it up, full breath in and out. And then reverse for about 5. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Spread your fingers wide. Stay active all the way out through those arms. Last one. Good. Relax, come forward. Now, officially, my friends, let's come into our downward facing dog. So curl your toes, your feet are hip distance, spread your fingers wide. Now, we're gonna lift the knees, push into your hands to push your chest to your thighs. Lift your hips up high. You can even come up onto your tippy toes. Spreading your toes super wide as you can. And then feel those knees bend a little bit. Start to feel your tailbone lift up and your thighs push back. Slowly from your calves to your heels, reach them down to the floor. Deep breaths in and out here. You can start walking if you want to. Bending one knee, dropping the opposite heel, and taking a couple breaths there. Squeezing into the front of your ribs, finding the stability in your hands, letting your head get heavier here. And then switching sides. It's nice to move a little bit more slowly in these morning classes. Good, another one. And then finding maybe some stillness here. If you want to keep moving, do it. Right, find your downward facing dog, whatever feels good for you to feel those hips lifting higher. Front of the ribs are squeezing together so your front core is strong. Thighs are pressing back to the back of the room here, feeling the backs of those legs stretching. Take another full breath in and then sigh it out, exhale. Now bend your knees, look at your hands. Start slowly stepping forward. Be very thoughtful about your feet and the connection of your feet on the earth. Take your time coming forward to your forward fold. Take a breath in, a little extension of the spine, and then exhale, fold heavily forward. Shake out your head and neck. Nod yes, nod no. And let your knees bend as much as you need to so that your belly's touching your thighs. And you can always bring in a prop here to literally just bring the floor higher to you so you have that stability. Don't worry about it, right? So as you spend time here, it gets a little harder. So let the knees bend, open up the feet a little wider, fold heavier. Let your whole upper half of the body rest as heavy as you can. So you're decompressing your spinal cord here. You're totally releasing and reversing what gravity does to your spine all day long, right here. So let your head hang as heavy as you can, like a bobblehead. Squeeze your belly in as you exhale. Count 3 more steady, long breaths. Drop your arms with that last exhale. Slowly roll up to standing. Push into your feet, tighten your core. This is gonna help you have that stability to come all the way up. Take your time here. Exhale and roll your shoulders down. Inhale your arms all the way up. Activate your thighs, squeeze your glutes, let your palms face each other here. Lift your heart center and start to reach back. Take 2 breaths here, trying to back bend. Reaching back. One more, feel your heart lifting. Exhale. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Remind yourself of your intention. And release your hands. Beautiful. All right, bring those toes, heel toe, maybe toes touching or feet are hip distance. Take off a layer here. We're gonna do a couple sun salutations. So inhaling, lift your arms all the way up, squeeze your glutes, lift your heart, reach back. Inhale to center, open your arms wide. Bend your knees a lot so your hips move back and your heart comes forward as you fold all the way down. Then inhale, bring your hands right on your shins, under your knees. Push your chest away to extend your spine forward. And then exhale, fold forward, drop your hands, bend your knees, and step back. Find a plank pose. So hips are as high as your shoulders. Heels are pressing back, thighs are tight here. Really strongly pressing into those hands to keep the shoulders stable. Take a couple more breaths here, building strength, building steadiness, stability. Imagine like you were standing right now on the earth, right? Feel your body in a straight line all the way through the crown of the head. Another deep breath, and then drop your knees as you exhale. Half chaturanga, shift your body weight forward, keeping your torso strong and like a plank. Squeeze those elbows in and lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes, push the tops of your feet onto the floor. Inhale, lift your hands as much as your head and heart. Good, and then exhale, lower, forehead taps. Inhale, easy cobra again. Lift your head, heart, and hands. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes, press back up to your knees. Push back your hips to heels for a second. Step your hands maybe a little closer. Relax your head and neck. Take a breath. Sigh it out. And then lift forward, look at your hands. Lift your hips up by pressing into your feet. Press into your hands, pushing your chest to those thighs, and then heels come down towards the earth. 3 full breaths here. Steady, long breath. Feel the shoulders start to open up. So their shoulders are moving away from each other towards the outer edges of your mat. Last deep breath. Sigh it out if that feels good. And then we'll bend our knees a lot. Look at your hands. Take about a step halfway to the middle of your mat, and then meet the other foot, and then step all the way between your hands. Inhale there, lift halfway up, hands on your shins, extending your tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold forward. Take your time coming to standing, pushing away from your feet. Let your arms be relaxed. Engage your core. Stack your spine. Roll the shoulders. Inhale, arms extend up. Back bend. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release your hands all the way to your hips. Inhale, the arms up. Back bending. Exhale, fold forward right away. Little bend in your knees. Arms circle out and down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Now step back, leaning with the opposite leg. So bend your knees first, step both feet back, find your plank pose, and again, we're gonna hold it. So we're bringing a little heat, a little strength, a little stability, a little challenge. So think about your intention, right? Find also your foundation here. Really activate pressing into your hands and your toes. Another full breath in. Now you can choose to drop your knees again and do that half chaturanga, or with your next exhale, slowly shift your body weight forward, bend the elbows in a full chaturanga all the way to your belly. And then once you're there, untuck your toes, keep your feet glued on the floor, hands connected to the earth. Inhale, feel your hands move back as your heart pulls forward and up. And then exhale, lower down 2 more times, cobra pose, elbows squeeze in, shoulders back lifting. Exhale, lowering. 1 more time, inhaling. Exhaling down. Curl your toes. Now either press back to your knees, hips to heels like we did before, and then meet in down dog, or challenge yourself. Activate your thighs so your kneecaps lift. Squeeze those elbows in, roll the shoulders back. Start to lift your pelvis and your lower belly off the floor and see if you can push to your plank. Woo! And then we'll meet in our downward facing dog. These are all options, friends. Do what feels right for your body, okay? Know that you're treating yourself so kindly and gently. Relax your head with your exhale. Let any extra stuff, tension, whatever, release out of your body, melting, if you will, out of the muscles as you exhale. And then we'll bend our knees, look at our hands. Now try to take one big step forward with both feet, all the way between your hands. And then inhale and lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly roll all the way up to standing, rounding the spine along the way. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Hands to your heart, exhale. Full breath and tension in your mind. Release your hands, mountain pose here for a moment. Roll the shoulders back and down the back body. Feel those fingers pull towards the earth, feeling the shoulders pull down, feeling a stretch to the neck. The head pulls back slightly so your ears are right over your shoulders. Take a nice full breath in and out of the body here. 2 more just like that, steady breath. Just feeling the aliveness beneath the layer of your skin. Beautiful. And then you can open the eyes if your eyes are closed. Hands to your hips, and we're going to step your left leg back. I'm going to switch sides here so that you can see this. Left leg's going to step back, toes are pointing forward, our right knee's bending. So we're coming into warrior one to start, okay? So find your hands on your hips, and your hips are parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, so keep shimmying this right foot forward just by like inchworming your toes, right? Enough to keep your left heel down. So the moment this left heel is lifting, maybe you've gone too far. So move that leg back, glue that hip down or that heel down, and then just bend the knee. Focus on your hips being parallel here and engage this left glute. Squeeze this left glute to help you lengthen your tailbone down and pull the front pelvis up here. So you feel this little tilt, right? This interior tilt. And then you can bend deeper, keep that left glute tight. Notice how you could start to feel that stretch to the whole front left hip here, right? Only go as far as feels comfortable. Keep your front ribs squeezing in. And then we're gonna bring your arms forward here. Palms are facing up, and then pull the shoulders back into their sockets. Nice deep breaths in. Squeeze into the front ribs as you exhale. Beautiful. Now keep your whole torso right where it is and move your arms back. Palms face each other. Deep breath in, lift those arms to your hands. Squeeze your ribs in. Another one. And then inhale both arms all the way up, palms facing each other. Swoop them up, keep those ribs in. Deep breath in. Another couple rounds. Maybe noticing that this left leg is feeling a little open, and so you can find more room to fidget and go forward with that right foot. Good. Now we're gonna open up to your warrior two. So open up those arms out to a T, step this left foot back a little bit, and then find your warrior two pose. So now your right knee is bending maybe a little deeper. You're increasing the distance between your feet. That left outer foot is rooted, but your shin is kind of pressing forward a little bit. You're feeling this left thigh externally rotate, but at the same time, you feel this little rotation. So there's your hips are, right, your left thigh is externally rotating, but as you do that, notice how your right knee is moving in. So you're keeping this right hip back, hugging in, and you're sinking deeper. Simultaneously, this left hip is trying to open up, and then the upper body creates a little rotation right in the middle of the spine, bringing your chest parallel to this long edge of the mat. Take a nice deep breath, lengthen your spine tall, breath between every vertebrae, relax your shoulders, squeeze those front ribs. Let's reverse our warrior, right palm flips up, reach forward. Inhale that right arm all the way up, and then gently land your left hand behind you. Relax your right shoulder down heavily here. Take a deep breath from this right hip up that right side, Reach just slightly back as you exhale. Now, lift your left hand above that thigh, face your palm behind you, and bring the back of your hand right onto your lower spine and feel that tailbone. Even use your hand to push that tailbone long towards the earth, even pressing your hips slightly forward. Take another deep breath. Reaching back as you exhale. Good, and then inhale, arms come out to a T. Perfect. Now we're gonna shift forward, bringing your right arm, elbow, to your thigh. Left arm goes straight up to the ceiling, palm is facing forward. Now notice if your hips popped back behind you. So feel your right hip move back and then pull into the midline of your body. Press into this right heel, root into this left outer foot, and then start to extend your whole left arm forward. So you feel this long line of energy from your left fingers all the way through that left heel. Really root into that right heel here so you're turning on that whole bottom right leg. Take another couple breaths. Start to feel your left shoulder lift on top of the right, opening up your chest a little more. Beautiful, guys. 2 more breaths. And then inhale that left arm up. Let it pull you all the way up. Find your warrior 2. Press away from that right leg. And then rotate on that right heel. So now both sets of toes are pointing to the side of the mat, left side. Now hands to your hips. Outer edges of your feet are about parallel to the edge of the mat. You may want to heel toe your feet in and reach for a prop here. I'm going to bring a block in just underneath so that my hands can land there. So now open up your feet again as wide as the palms. So when your arms are out wide here, see and try to find that your ankles are right underneath your palms. And this is about arms width distance for your legs. Okay, now really reach through those outer feet. Keep your legs active. Take a deep breath, elongate your spine, and then exhale, slowly hinge at your hips. Fold all the way down. Whenever you want, your hands can come to the floor. Relax all the way to your head, the tip of your head dropping to the floor. Take a few rounds of breath here. Try to get heavier with your exhale. And remember, you don't have to go so far. You can find a block. You can find something to catch you. And then just work on opening up, right? Work on feeling the back body muscles start to expand, elongate, lengthen, right? So in a way, it's like ice turning into water. I love that analogy. Think about the tension of the tight muscles in your body, just relaxing through steady fluid breath, oxygen inside, and then relaxed exhales. So you're talking to those nerves in the muscles, encouraging them to soften the muscles, right? Letting your body open up and stretch deeper. Couple more breaths. All right, now we're gonna bring our hands right underneath our face. So if you have a support, great. You're gonna bring your left hand on that support on any height. Otherwise, your palm can be on the floor or it can be a fist. You're bringing it right underneath your face here versus under the shoulder. So right under that face, press into it, and then slowly reach this right arm. Let that right arm trace your left arm, your chest, and then all the way up to the ceiling. So you're twisting. And as you did that, notice how your left hip has tilted down. So now bring your right arm out to a T. Lift that left hip up, drop your left hip down. Keep your hips stable right where they are, and then just lift your right arm up. Maybe look up at that hand or look down. Protect your neck. Try to find the neck. Get as long as the rest of the spine. Don't worry about how high this right hand is. Worry about how parallel the back of your hips are to the ceiling. Every inhale, elongate your spine, fitting breath between every vertebrae. Exhale, twist, pulling that right arm up, but keep that left hip lifted, right hip down. 2 more breaths here. And then releasing that right hand down. Let that right hand come onto the floor where your left hand was, and then let your hips relax behind you and be mindfully aware of what is happening as you slowly trace your left hand up that right arm, reaching that left arm up, right? Notice how your right hip is totally tilted. I feel this a lot in my right knee, and that's where the release and kind of deactivation or destabilization around your joints becomes dangerous, right? Not dangerous, but not helpful. So activate your thigh, protect your knee, right? My thigh is totally relaxed, so I have to do that. And then start to feel your right hip lift and your left hip drop down, and notice, just let your left arm come out to a T, helping you find those hips parallel. Then elongate your spine, roll your shoulders back and heart forward, engage your core and lift this left arm up, but keep your hips parallel. Gaze somewhere so the back of your neck is as long as you can get it. A few more breaths. Steady, long breaths. It's hard to breathe and twist. One more. And then release. Woo! All right. Hands on the earth. Heel, toe, your feet in a little bit. And then toes are pointing more out than your knees. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to your knees. One at a time, pressing you up. Sink your hips low. Really press into your thighs and just kind of sink into your hips here for a couple rounds of breath. Okay, another one. And then we're going to just slowly press into your feet. Swoop your arms up, elongate your legs, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good. Now, hands on your hips. Rotate these left toes in, rotate those right toes to the front of your mat. Step forward. Find your mountain pose. Shake out the legs for a second. And then find stillness here. Shoulders rolling back, crown of the head lengthening. Full round of breath in. Side out. Feel those fingers pulling down towards the earth, tugging at your shoulders. Notice the difference on the sides of your body, the aliveness beneath the layer of your skin, right? Noticing what is happening inside. Noticing how you are feeling. And then our eyes can open, hands come to our hips. Bend and soften those knees a little bit. Now our right leg is stepping back. Feet are about hip distance, and it's a, about 3-foot step so that your right toes are pointing forward and that right heel can meet the floor. So the whole bottom of your right foot's on the earth. Hips are parallel, so feel your right hip move forward, left hip hugs back. We bend that left knee. And as you're bending, notice how you might like back bend here. So right away, squeeze your right glute. Feel that glute pull your spine, your tailbone long. Keep that right thigh active, your shin pushing forward a little bit. Stay tight, and then bend, bend, bend. And then you might want to inchworm that left foot, right? Always being able to see all 5 toes in front of that knee. Feel those hips parallel, right? Shimmy. Now start to feel that tailbone grow longer. Squeeze that right glute, lower belly's lifting, front ribs are hugging, arms can come up, palms up. Hug the shoulders back into their sockets. So if you're not sure of how that's feeling, reach forward so that your shoulders are really reaching, and then pull the arm bones into the sockets of your shoulders. Okay, take a deep breath, front ribs squeezing, right leg is active, left knee is bending, pressing into that left heel. And then hands swoop down, palms face each other, squeeze the backs of those upper arms to lift your hands as high as you can. Notice if your head is poking forward, so pull your head back, squeeze your front ribs in, lift your arms a little more, take another breath in. Exhale, swoop your arms down, inhale them all the way up, palms face each other, arms are shoulder distance, shoulders are relaxed heavily, front ribs are tight. Take another breath in. Sink a little lower in your leg, notice how your right leg is opening up here as we spend time. Couple more breaths. One more here. And then we'll open up. Warrior 2. All right, so now adjust this right foot, open that stance a little bit wider. I'm gonna be in the middle of my mat now. And then your left toes are forward, let's bring our arms to the hips, our hands to the hips. Bend into this left knee, and as you're bending, your outer right foot is rooting down. Stay strong and active through that heel rather than pressing the outer heel down and keeping that ankle really soft and lazy. Engage that ankle. Engage through your shin, pushing your shin slightly forward, and the thigh is tight, so this is all of this engagement is stabilizing your knee, protecting that joint, so important. Bend into this left knee, being able to see all 5 toes, and the big toe just slightly on the inside of that inner knee. Good, and now you feel keeping, you can even bring your back of the left hand on this knee, keeping a little pressure, keeping that knee opening as you think about rotating this right hip out, right? But pressing that shin forward, good. And then arms are out to a T, shoulders roll back, beautiful. Keep your lower half right where it is, stuck in cement, reach forward. Inhale that left arm up, let your right hand just land gently on that right leg. Full breath from this left hip all the way up. Reaching back as you exhale, still relax that left shoulder here. Relax your right shoulder. Your gaze can be down past that shoulder here. So you feel a little stretch through the neck. Now, right hand lifts, palm faces behind you. Bring the back of your hand to that sacrum, the lowest part of your spine, or lower part of your spine, the triangle bone. And then pull or lengthen. Feel a little pressure pushing that tailbone lower. Maybe bend deeper into the left knee. Another big breath. Reach back, find some ease, and then inhale your arms back to a T. Beautiful. Now keep your lower half where it is. Reach and extend your left arm forward. Bend the elbow and bring that hand to your thigh. Reach and extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Beautiful. I'm starting to feel a stretch right on my outer right hip, which tells me that it's tight there today. So start to, again, feel your tailbone lengthen down. Feel those ribs hug in and stack your right shoulder on top of your left. Press into this left elbow rather than landing here. Push into that elbow, stay stable on the shoulder. Now start to flip your right palm forward and extend that right arm all the way. Keep that right ankle really strong here, flexing. Beautiful. Push, pressing your hips forward slightly. Deep breaths. Steady breath here, guys. Nice long neck. One more breath, that's it. Inhale, that right arm lifts up, it pulls back, and it pulls you all the way up, and then that left arm extends. Press away from that left leg. Woo. Point those toes forward, take one deep breath in. Keep your arms out to a T, fold forward all the way down. Hands can land on the floor whenever. Take 3 deep breaths. Try to bring your body weight more in towards your toes than the heels, or move forward and back. Notice how that changes the stretch and where you feel the stretch sensation on the legs. Another big breath, that's it. Hands underneath the face. Walk back over to this left foot. Rotate that on that heel so your toes point forward and lift your right heel up. Now we're gonna step back. Find your plank pose. Pause in your plank. Take a couple breaths, steady breath. Squeeze into your core. Another one. And then you can shift forward, chaturanga, or drop your knees and do a half chaturanga, squeezing your belly in. Inhale, cobra, or your easy cobra. Keep those feet on the earth. Exhale, lowering, come back to your downward facing dog. Lifting your hips high, up and back. Full breath here. Sigh it out. Bend your knees. Look at your hands. Step forward. Maybe a big step all the way. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly come to standing, rolling all the way up. Roll the shoulders up and back. Swoop your arms all the way up. Hands to your heart center as you exhale. Take a deep breath in. Release your hands. Take one full breath in stillness in your mountain pose and tension in your mind. Sigh it out. And then the eyes can flutter open. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna come into our balancing pose. Woohoo! All right, we've been doing a lot of leg opening and a lot of twisting. So we're going to incorporate it all. Coming into twisted or revolved half moon pose. We're gonna start and get into it a little bit differently for the sake of just finding the sense of rootedness to help us rise, because this pose is very challenging. And so just listen to your body and do what feels good. You don't have to go to full expression. It's hard to get there, even for me, right? Whatever that means. Every day is different. I can't hardly do this pose on my own without props. So I have props. Let's have our feet hip distance, and then you're gonna find blocks or books or water bottles or your chicken stump or some kind of something that's sturdy and lifted off of the floor, okay? Give me a salt lamp. All right, so if you hopefully have two, other option here, if you don't have the support, is just hands on the earth and you can bend your knees, and that is totally fine. Another option is finding a chair at the edge of a couch, okay? So what we're gonna do, first, feet are hip distance, get your hands right underneath your shoulders on these props, so you're pressing yourself into a half forward fold. Hips are right over your heels, so bring maybe a little body weight forward and back, side to side, and then find that neutral spot. Then bend into your left knee just a little bit, bring your body weight over there, and then start to activate your right leg, bring your toes to the floor behind you. Start reaching through the heel, okay? Activate that leg so strong, straight through the knee, and then work on lifting that leg up. Push away from your left foot and feel that help you to lift your right leg. Your toes are pointing to the floor and your heel is reaching back, right? Now, we're gonna extend your left arm forward. So very similar to what we did in the beginning of class, the bird dog, where we're balancing on our knee and our hands. Now, slowly we're just breathing here, right? We're getting that sense of balance, but we're gonna bring your left hand to your hip. Push out of your right hand and then slowly start to rotate your left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Feel it, feel that elbow even lifting higher. Press out of that right hand, feel that right leg lifting, and when you're ready, extend your left arm up to the ceiling. Find your steady breath. Let's do 4 here. Really root out of that left foot, hug the right ribs under you as you exhale. And you can even imagine pushing your left hand like it's pushing against a wall and feel that help you to twist. Another deep breath, lift that leg, reach that left arm, and then exhale, left hand down, right leg meets that left leg. Woo! All right, a lot of work for the hips here. So move a little bit, bend, hang out, just sink into your hands. Doesn't matter about your shoulders right now. All right, woo! Right, let one leg be straight, the other one bent, and then wiggle and jiggle a little bit in there. Okay, hope you had fun with that one. Let's do the other side. Now, little bend in both knees, weight goes over to the right side. We extend that left leg behind us, right? And then activate it. Toes tap, just to find that stability. Push into your standing leg, right? Feel that pressing away. And then lift your left leg using your hamstring and the left glute. Toes are pointing to the floor, heels charging back. Start to extend your spine forward out of your hips. Reaching your heart forward, reaching the shoulders forward, your crown of the head forward. And then when you're ready, right arm goes forward too. Full round of breath. Reach in 2 directions, just hold it here, squeeze your belly in. Another one. And then right hand to your hip. Feel that right elbow lift to the ceiling, take a breath, lift your heart forward, press out of this left hand and right foot and twist it up. Right shoulder's lifting, right arm extends up, take a couple more breaths. Squeeze that left rib cage under you. Now imagine your right hand is pushing into a wall. Help that press and twist you more. 2 more breaths, guys. You've got it. So strong. Last one. Try to lengthen your spine more. And then right hand comes down. Woo! Left foot comes in. And we're done. Move it, wiggle, jiggle, shake it out. All right, beautiful work, guys. That is not an easy pose. It asks for a lot of you. So thank you. Thank yourself. Open up your feet so your toes are pointing away from you and drop your hips low. Let's get a stretch in there. So you may want a pillow or some sort of support under you, okay? Listen to your body. Just get it there. Elbows meet your inner knees, palms meeting. Trying to press your palms together and pull them down towards the center of your heart. Your heart center, in other words, right? So usually our hands maybe come up here, and then we pull them down, letting those elbows open wider. At the same time as the elbows are pushing into your knees, your palms are pushing together, and your knees are squeezing in. Your heart is pulling forward, your lower belly is tight, and you're breathing, always breathing. Soft face. 3 more here. One more deep, steady breath. Okay, And then we can use the hands to support getting whatever is under you out. Use your hands behind you to come down. Woo! Keep those knees wide and bring the bottoms of your feet together, bound ankle pose. Just butterfly flap a couple times. And then we're gonna keep our hands on the shins, lift your heart, pull your heart forward. So use your grip on those legs to pull. Take a breath. Exhale, elbows wide, heart forward. Pause once you feel like you need to adjust, and then inhale, lengthen your heart. Exhale, fold a little more, pressing those knees open. Feel that nice stretch in your hips. And now you can start to feel like your feet are trying to slide forward, and notice how that trying to move your hips back a little bit, creating spaciousness around your sacrum. Take another deep breath there. Squeeze your belly in. And then inhale, lift. Bring those knees together, let them go long. Remove the flesh out from underneath you, full breath in. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Let your head be so heavy right away. Take one full breath here. Squeeze your belly in with your exhale. And then pull back, let your core do the work. Let your hands slide on the floor and keep your head heavy. Rolling back one vertebrae at a time. Your legs can activate, your arms can reach towards your toes, and you're dropping one vertebrae down at a time, all the way to your back and your head and your arms drop. Take a deep breath here. Sigh it out. And then bring both knees into your chest. Squeeze them in a couple times, feel your tailbone lifting. Move around a couple times, circulating the knees, moving around the sacrum. Go in the opposite direction of any circles you're doing here. Good. And then we're gonna extend the left leg long, interlace your fingers around your right knee, drop your long left leg onto the floor, squeeze your right knee in, and then we're twisting. Left hand takes that leg, roll all the way onto your left side, reach your right arm up, and then drop it open out to the right. Gaze in that direction. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach that right shoulder blade towards the earth. Relax that left leg. Another full breath. Last one here, biggest breath in. Exhale, root that shoulder blade, twist more. And then come back to your back. Switch legs, right leg goes long, interlace your fingers around the left shin, squeeze it in, take a deep breath in and out. And then we'll twist. Right hand takes that leg, roll all the way onto your right hip. Relax that right leg. The left arm goes up. Exhale, drop it open, gaze in that direction. Deep breath into that left rib cage, front and back body. Exhale, left shoulder blade pulls to the floor. 2 more from here. And then roll onto your back again. Bring both knees in, rock a little left, rock a little right. And then wrap your arms around your shins, bring your nose up to your knees, round like a tiny little ball. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release everything for your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Tuck your shoulders underneath you, let your feet flop open, let your feet be wider than the hips. And then allow the eyes to close. Take a nice deep nourishing breath into the whole body. Fill all the way up. Sip up the air as you feel full. Hold it in. Sip it up. Hold it, sip it. And then effortless open mouth exhale. And just relax your whole body. Feel like your ice turning into water as you melt onto your yoga mat. Not an ounce of effort or desire to move. The only thing to do here is to relax. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. And invite movement into the body again as you wriggle fingers and toes and reawaken, rocking your head side to side and doing a full body stretch, reaching your arms back, toes reaching forward. Take a nice deep breath into the whole body. And then an open mouth, exhale and relax. And then bend your knees in, roll over to your side for a moment, hanging out there for a deep circulating breath. And then keep your eyes closed and press up, coming to a seated position. Feeling your way there, finding a tall spine behind you, resting your hands onto your lap. Take a nice full breath in. Side out. And just notice the effects of your practice. Notice how you are feeling internally as you scan your internal landscape right here. Noticing the difference in how you feel now versus the beginning of class. And with the corners of your mouth, lift to your ears, giving yourself a smile, breathing that smile in. Letting that smile lead the way for your day ahead. And then bring your palms together, reminding yourself for a moment of your intention. And then rub your palms together, generating heat and energy. Building heat, building energy, go faster and faster, feel it, and then bring your warm palms to cup over your closed eyes, barely on your face. Take a nice full breath in. Open mouth, exhale, release your hands down the face, rest your palms in front of your heart. Believe in yourself and do what you are supposed to. Appreciate yourself, enjoy yourself, and love yourself. From my heart to yours, my friends, namaste. Thank you. Oh, that was great.